is on top.
And something that you mentioned as well, it's a FaZe that got wins against Mad Lions and are two teams.
I don't think Jet Phantom at least. I don't know. It's personal preference.
If things go similarly, or even that shows
I don't like how they had this stun line, but only one person fought. I feel like they should have had 2, maybe even 3 people fighting off of this stun.
I'm just up these players 1 versus 1 at the moment, and I'm seeing so many even matchups. Yeah, that's on their best day. A lot of these players right now for G2.
Haven Cypher's interesting. I've seen a few teams running Cypher on Haven over Killjoy. I'll try to explain why I think it's happening after this round.
Real big burst of the round, real big burst of the map. Double smokes coming up to cover up the B links, and G2, they're gonna have to go for a full even man exec.
Rotation's coming. Rotation's coming. They're gonna Omen flash out though.
Here is interesting, but not safe.
Oh no, that was rough.
Yeah, going for it. Dapper's gonna shot PV.
Planted front sight, but they have to stabilize. They're gonna push this way.
By the way, very smart from Dapper to play that farther angle. But now here we go.
Big Omen flash.
Here for G2, and it already gets shut down. Poise gets shut down. Dapper going in.
Wait.
Poise is able to get a second.
Okay. I thought for a second that FaZe was gonna somehow win that, even though G2 was like in the position to win the whole time. I feel like when teams start running Cypher now, it's for a couple of reasons. One, I bet like part of it is that he probably individually feels a little bit more comfy on Cypher. 2, I think that with the buffed trips, like there's like different trips that you could do which help. I feel like Killjoy overtook Cypher in the meta for a number of reasons. Part of it is that like Cypher's trips here and here were like omega easy to break. You could just do it with your gunfire. You could just spam the wall and break it. But I think Cypher's been out of meta for so long that people might not know how to deal with him anymore. And on attack side, he's like very good for like lurking and keeping map control because of his cages and denying info, which is better than Killjoy for that stuff. And then you just have to approach how you're going to play defense side a little bit different. If you're starting on attack though, it might not be a horrible choice because I feel like he does get a lot of value with like this cage on attack. I feel like his camera is really good at finding out where like the opper could or could not be. I think it's like really good for like getting info on C and like just not dying to an opper as much on attack specifically. But on defense, I feel like is where you don't get as much value.
Both C and B, but this double hold on A, it could actually break down pretty quickly. SHAHZAM, he has to go so big here with his burst, and indeed he does! He keeps going for the 4th.
Isn't Cypher better for flash and dash also?
Good play there. The cage goes.
Cypher is really good. Like the trips are really good at dealing with like Jets dashing in. But in this map, you don't really... Like maybe a trip like this for Jet dashing into A, maybe a trip like this or this for Jet dashing into C. But like this trip's too easily broken. You could put a trip here instead, so you'll get anyone that like goes in for the plant spot. But realistically, like you're not getting a lot of value on Cypher trips for kill trips on this map compared to other maps like, for example, like Split, Fracture.
They're finally making
walk up C, seeing what they get.
Here, and it might be a bit of an
dash into
site,
it.
But look at this.
There's a molly.
Oxy heard poised, and now Oxy, he strikes down on him. FaZe, however, an empty C site in front
super
of him.
Early flank, and the smoke's fading in like 2 seconds. One,
here,
boom.
He still has a Hunter's Fury, and Oxy, he just does
wow.
not care. He just
Does Baby Ace here? No health.
No care in the world for
he did.
anyone watching that flank. He ends up getting the 2, and the rest of G2 hound Baby Bay. A 3rd huge round for G2 off the back of a play from Oxy.
That is insane. It just seems like FaZe didn't really communicate that Oxy at least had a chance of being right behind them, going for that flank and getting those kills. I mean, Poise goes down. Maybe they get distracted because of that Cypher. But yeah, I mean, you take down 2.
Maps where I prefer Cypher. I think he's equal to Killjoy.
And that's a bonus for G2.
I mean, I'd prefer him. I don't know. I think I probably prefer him on Fracture, but I'm like maybe like 50-50, maybe like equal to, maybe a slight edge to Cypher.
And he already has the op out on Haven. When you have that defensive op, you have so many options, so many lanes to cover up. It's always going to be a bit of a
splits like 50-50.
Corner you swing in here in Haven, whether or not there's going to be an op or not. Maybe not in Garage, but even then could be one. Dapper is here.
Slight favorite to Killjoy, but not in ranked. I like Cypher in ranked on that map. Good ulti. Ace it. He's ninja. He's ninja. He's ninja. Nice.
4 kills from Whippy, and it's a 4th round for G2.
Massive from.
That was a good stun line plus ulti combo. And then I think they were like beaming from here, basically. Oh, he was beaming. Okay, he's stunned like this, but he's beaming like this. And then Whippy was able to go through like the gap of the stun and the Sova beam to get them all, except for the guy that was hiding in the there.
Rank, that wasn't really an indication, and now he's so good at communicating
Why
with
is
the
that
rest
called
of the
ninja?
team.
I make my own name for a lot of spots. Like this spot was like emo. This one was like ninja spot. Because a lot of people just hide here. Because it's super hard to clear from people coming out spawn. If they come out garage, it's like easy to clear. But you could like super tuck in here, and it's very hard to clear, and it's very hard. Like people could, if they're tucked there and hidden, they can like come out and surprise and get like a 3K if their teammates are like, if they're peeking off their teammates like at default or emo and stuff like that.
Whippy, he's gonna have to.
I don't know how many
much
people
work here
call it that.
to try to slow down this take potentially into C, but is that even the idea?
Like this
here?
is
FaZe, they have
Angel,
poised right now over in A short.
FNS, Godspot.
Yeah, even if the hit were to end up on the C
I don't
side,
know
you're gonna
what other
have
names that I have that are weird.
Oxy,
Like this is Graffiti,
Force
but this is
Ball, as he
Ivy,
is
and then
right
this
now,
is
pushed
Shadow.
so far forward, it
But like
doesn't seem
nobody
that's
calls
the plan that
this
FaZe
Ivy
had
and this
originally
Shadow
to surround
besides
a
like
little bit of
me or
info
like
towards
my
there.
past teams, for example.
And
This
now
is
having to back
Bunny,
up
so
and
opposite
at least
Bunny
trying to
is
force
Hawk,
this A side to back up.
for example. But like no other teams call it that. So I'm just gonna call it front B if I'm playing
Here
ranked.
comes the swing. Penny is here for one. SHAHZAM comes in flying from the back of sight to try to help out, and Dapper is still here in short, but he gets shut down. There goes the first kill from Superman, but there's still so much work that needs to be done. For
G2 woke up this map. They're running away with 5 rounds on defense, which is pretty big. And FaZe, I think, is gonna will they buy here? If he keeps his gun, they buy. They only have 2 people that could afford guns this round. Maybe they have like Baby Bay do something crazy this round. Like they, I don't know, give him like a Hero Vandal or something like that. Or maybe they do like a Stinger Light because they've lost so many in a row that they're getting like almost 3,000 just for the loss bonus. But I wonder what's going on here. It seems like G2 is kind of doing what FaZe did last game on Ascent, where G2 is kind of like locking down their spots. Yeah, Oxy did a push through and had like a super good timing once on like through A, for example. But I mean, pistol round was just, it was a 4-on-4, and then they grouped, and then they retook. And then next round, they FaZe walks back to A, and they get lined up and don't clear SHAHZAM out of the corner, and he gets a 4K. And then the next round, Oxy pushes through A and gets like a huge backstab timing flank. And the next round, there's like another like eco. And then the next round is a gun round. They try going up A and they go into like 5 people or something. So it's not like G2 is working super hard for these rounds right now. But I wonder if FaZe could be forcing the issue a little bit better. I wonder if it's, I don't know if it's a pace thing that they need to change up or just like where they go. But it seems like they're not winning the duels that they need to the same way that they were on Ascent.
This match, the one next week against the Guardian, and that's it. That's it for G2.
Tell Maxime to sit properly, please.
Looking to get something done here, and the momentum here, it's clear for G2. Let's see if they can keep it in this round.
Jesus.
Opportunity for a peek, and Oxy.
All right, here it is.
Such an interesting little trap that he was going for. The dash in alongside the flash to try to get something to someone on the other side of the site, but it
He
does not work.
repeaks.
Here comes
He
Whippy,
repeaks.
TPing around, trying to stay away from Nest. Dapper is in the back of C right now, trying to hold down the shift.
He repeaks.
They've done a really good job of taking
What
away
else do we
a
have?
lead and
Oh shit, he's got a hat.
Redirect back over towards C.
What off ulti? He's got it.
Oh, and
He could pop it here.
Fights up close, so they might stand a chance.
He doesn't need to.
And it's
Round's
not
over.
happening. The SMGs
Well,
are
they
going
did give
down.
Baby Bay the
It's
rifle.
only Baby Bay to get
But Baby Bay didn't really do anything with it. He just like walked up long C while his teammates did this B fake thing early. Baby Bay wasn't able to get any like any value off of it. I wonder if he went too slow up long C there because he had the only like rifle on the team. And all this pressure happened like literally immediately when the round started. And he was getting challenged by like multiple people. So I wonder what took Baby Bay so long to get somewhere relevant. And then I wonder what stopped Baby Bay from actually getting somewhere to get a deeper line to actually use his gun before all of his teammates collapsed.
And on top of that, they're gonna have another chance here for that retake. That could be the lockdown, even slowing down the play for FaZe. That has been, not the fastest because of how difficult it is for them to fight these players onto side very early on.
Another big opportunity here for FaZe again. Might not have guns going into the next round, and they might be giving G2 the half already. Only 7 rounds into the half. FaZe have a bit of a more preset idea here. They want to get into a bit of a battle in these 2 A choke points before they end up making their exec. They're waiting for a contact back over towards long. They have 2 players right now trapping A short.
This is one thing that the Cypher,
from what we've seen before,
having Cypher over Killjoy, is that you can't use the Killjoy molly to like break this stuff. You need to leverage the Sova to break it.
And one of the rounds that we saw,
he's gonna drone through here as a fake,
giving that space, expecting that push again. But now G2, they don't want him to have that happen.
He needs to take this out. They need to smoke garage window here so that they could walk in and break this turret. They need to break it. They can't just commit to A. Oh, okay. I see what's happening. They droned through, saw the Omen flash, didn't see anything else, saw the Killjoy set up here. I think they assumed that there's going to be a 3-man A stack. So this drone indirectly gave them the info. So instead of the drone going in and seeing people, because they didn't see people, they're getting this read that this setup exists on A. So now they're just going to go into this garage split knowing that it's like the Killjoy and the Omen already uses flash.
It's left, it could come up big.
But the Killjoy ulti is... Killjoy's going to play the retake ulti here, so they're going to hold in garage and get ready to fight this. Ping it, and then they could... Yeah, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. They have...
and Whippy goes in already, both Poised and Baby Bay trying to hold
This was a really poor attempt. I think that they had the right idea. They wanted to go through garage. They knew the Killjoy ulti was going to come here. But I feel like the breach, instead of running back down long C, could have run here, aftershocked something in here earlier, and then flashed in so his teammates could jump up with it. I feel like it was the right idea, but a really poor execution of it.
Do you see that last shot from Oxy? Oxy, the patience to wait for that lurk. And it works out for G2 at the end again. Yet another different look from FaZe that gets shut down.
And with the time and how it was running out, it just seems like G2 always had the read. This is where the play was going to end up. Because you leave that Killjoy util towards C, towards garage, you're going to have that space, you're going to have that lockdown for that retake, and you are going to stack those 3 players on A. FaZe even going for the regression, keeping 2 players in garage, and both of them being shot down, and G2 once again knowing exactly how it was going to play out. Be careful of the Oxy here.
Uh-oh. He's gonna get pinged, maybe a shot through the wall. Paranoia goes in, he's still getting pinged, but SHAHZAM's gonna be right behind him. He's gonna hold short now. There's gonna be 3 players holding on to A. There's no way FaZe wanna challenge this.
And this is the problem. FaZe here are waiting for the mistakes of G2 to happen on this defense to go for that.
Good pressure. This guy needs to live now for a little bit. Until his teammates start making pressure towards like garage and B, Cypher's just holding the space so that these guys can't push down.
Surely some sort of shot that comes out there. But G2, they have stayed so safe in the early round, so consistently in this half.
Yeah, and with that,
Baby Bay just shift walking behind the drone.
30 seconds maybe to get
and he's still holding as well. Boom, you see that timing? As soon as this kill happened here, that's when he went for this peek. And he caught the timing.
FaZe ended up going down in garage.
This is not too bad though. Now the spike gets planted once again towards that C side, but now you have the rolling thunder.
I'm just eating spaghetti and meat butters
post
sauce.
One looks a lot safer than it looked at that last round.
They're still gonna have that insurance policy, or at least they're still gonna have to keep an eye. Oxy's no longer alive, so hopefully
breach ulti. They might just run back in with the breach ulti.
Baby Bay is gonna come out of nowhere. You do have the rolling thunder to take away the player from the
wait.
No way it just goes like that.
I think 8 players survive.
Yo, can we spam? Yo, surely like 1 person shoots at the spike. Like 1, right? Like 1 person. There's 1 person dead, just ping the spike, and 1 person shoot at it when they're, I don't know, they hear that. Maybe.
And no answer. Now this is the G2 that I expected to see, that with the better reads, with the upper hand every single round. This is the G2 that we knew for the mid-season face-off.
Instant C-pop? Oh no, he tried to get on this wall, but he missed. He tried to get up here.
That just has to be a huge mental break here for FaZe, because Mummy, he's 007
Shocking
right now.
for
He's
the
James
potential
Bond
chips.
right now.
Or Molly's, rather.
Here we go. There's a big takeover to Word State. 2 players in the back line. Baby Bay's gonna open it up with
oh no.
But Oxy already comes in, and Mummy, right when I say it, he actually pulls off his first kill of the map. There you go.
And it had to be changing the pace for FaZe to make this one work out. And it's still not guaranteed though. It's a 4v3 to work with G2. They still want to go and get this fight.
Poised. He's gonna be the man that has to stand tall here in the middle of sight, as he's the only one here, and he already goes down. The 1v1 against the Sentinel, and he is gone. These last 3 players, they have basically 0 util to try to cover this. They had 1 shock dart, they've already used it. Here comes Dapper. Dapper with a huge pick, and Penny coming up huge too. Penny's up, coming out big, and now Tig. Oh my goodness, what a shot from Tig. SHAHZAM taking the defuse. Tig not falling for it.
So, you guys see any rounds yet from this game that I could use for the good, the bad, and the ugly? We might have to wait for second half to see, because, yeah.
As they try to change it, but really what helps out FaZe so much is that they don't wait until the time is running out and they get that spike towards C, as they've been forced to over and over again. They go into it right away and catch a 1 player that has been whippy off guard. That gives a lot of better opportunities for them to work around this. But the question is, how many times can FaZe replicate that kind of play, that faster one, that aggressive one on C, because this time around is different.
Oxy's getting isolated right now, trying to make his way out of A long, and this is huge. Superman has TP'd up into heaven, and nobody is here to stop him.
Oh no. Oh no.
How is Oxy the one to kill him? Baby Bay comes up and does punish him for good reason, but SHAHZAM, he can't get a 2K. He had an
early
open
flank
shot on another one, but Tig takes him away instead. This spot, do they know about Whippy? They're finally going
They're connecting
for
this
the plan
way.
in the back of sights. This is huge. Whippy pops out, and he gets one.
He planned for spawn.
You
You think he's gonna be in sewers? He just smoked so that they could sneak out this way.
Any idea where the other 2 players are gonna be? Yeah.
Do I think this is like G2 playing well or FaZe being bad? I think it's a mixture of both. Like, for example, FaZe not spamming at the diffuser on that previous round. Another round where they knew that the Killjoy lockdown was going to go into Garage, and then like Cypher jumped up dry, and then Jet jumped up dry, and then the Breach aftershocked after that. I feel like there's like a few things that FaZe could have done to clean up that G2 was able to capitalize off of. But I have seen a couple of good things from G2, like the stun and the Sova ulti where Whippy got his 4K. Just in general, just like positioning has been pretty decent for them. Looks like they knew what their game plan was on a few of these defense rounds with regards to how they're going to approach the retakes, and like, oh, this round we're going to give up C because we have the Killjoy ulti and everyone's playing towards A and they're like budging from their spots, for example. It's just that, yeah, I feel like FaZe has been like choking a couple of these rounds. I feel like this game could be a little bit closer, like a 6-4 maybe, rather than an 8-2. But yeah, I mean, FaZe is kind of rough right now. They're missing their timings. They're not hitting their stride right now for sure. With like, I don't know, just letting that spike get diffused there was kind of rough. And like this other round where they used the Omen ulti to go into front B, and then Baby was walking up with a Hero Vandal and didn't take a contact. I think that was the rough.
A little bit closer.
Yep. Take flight. That paranoia that could come out from Whippy is going to be so huge.
And he's playing back, he's playing safer for it, expecting that push to be the same as it was 2 rounds ago.
The Rolling Thunder is going to be here too. Penny's
nice,
on this side of the
Snakes.
map, and Whippy already opens it up with a kill right through the smoke. Nobody else.
There's a
can
counter
go
breach
through.
ulti ready to just go out like
By
this.
G2 once again. As FaZe,
Has the
they
entire
think they
deep A
find
line.
Something, and it gets shot down even with a spray through the smoke.
Oh, this is cool here from Moxie. He has all this control now, but nobody's shifting over to B off of this call. Especially the man on A. SHAHZAM has the Hunter's Fury though, and he could stop any play at any point on this map.
Yeah, because of that, he can hold a little bit more far back, because now they have the right idea of where this play can be coming through. The kill util gonna be the first indication, and yeah, there it is.
Oh, the Rolling Thunder is gonna come in from B-Link, and there you go. Penny
No capitalization off that.
into the back.
Sub ulti for
He's able to get
G2.
one on Superman.
Doesn't matter.
A couple more, that's for sure.
So FaZe has done this and since like Poise, I guess, joined the team, because Rise Nation used to do this stuff a lot, where it's kind of like a ride or die thing, where they win a lot of games off the back of it, but I think they also lose a lot of games off the back of it. They do these things where they kind of just like jam themselves into a situation where they don't really leave themselves options. They're kind of like all in. They walk into an area and then they just have to like hope that they win their duels, or hope that the area is clear, or hope the enemy doesn't have a good game plan. And if they don't, if the enemy doesn't have a good game plan on defense, then like FaZe can like these guys can often win the rounds. But if there is a good game plan behind it, then they usually just like walk themselves into something like that's pretty rough.
He's not gone, he's not dead, but Superman actually gets a kill at the same time onto Oxy. That is C-Site gone.
Now this lockdown here for the defense.
Viper is not a good option for solo
Getting harder
controller
to shut
on bind.
down as it comes through.
Oxy has to be kicking himself though. He's been going for that C long push for so many rounds, and it has never.
Yeah, it never works out. Yeah, he never finds.
A cage for a stun and a smoke. Worth.
At least it's the last round, you know. Burn them.
Yeah, of course. Go next.
Yeah.
What maps is Viper a good solo control?
Yeah. This is
Icebox and
definitely a different
Breeze,
story for
I guess,
FaZe
mainly.
2. A has never looked so easy. Only one person is here. And FaZe, they're going to be taking finally a site take.
And that's massive. Dapper goes down. That was the lockdown that was going to be available. That would have made.
Wait, did he miss both of those? He did no damage.
4G2 gets shot down.
Literally no damage.
Baby Bay having to dodge now. Superman in a massive position, and he will be able to capitalize. Penny and SHAHZAM, the last.
It should be
two
default
remaining,
breaking the kill
try to
yourself, right?
push
That way you
G2
have
into double digits. Penny getting pressured out.
Yes and
Still
no.
using a little bit of utility there. Goes the stun into the middle of sight, but Baby Bay with the off angle. Oh, only needed the.
So one of the things about this map with hang on, I might lose my radar. I don't know. There's 5 lanes here, right? There's 5 lanes here. So what you do on defense is you have like an alarm bot spotting B, and then a turret somewhere in like a position that can spot these 2 lanes. And then usually you want to condense these 2 lanes like this. You want to condense these 2 down into like 1 lane here. So as long as you can see this from one of these angles, you should be fine. So that's like the most ideal situation you can be in. So if your Killjoy is able to control like this part of the map here alone, that's really bad if you're on the attacker side. So you want to like usually try to deal with it as early as you can.
Once again, going for the regression on the defense. Maybe we get spotted Door's garage.
That succeeds. Oh my god, does G2 look humbled to say the very least, but Tig, he's forced to come up big for Baby Bay, who goes down.
After this round, I'll try to continue the rest.
That's all that he could
Agent
really
Chaos,
do.
thank you.
Everyone else for FaZe very far
9-3
away from the
Curse.
site. The spike will go down safely.
I think we're going third map
was
split.
trying to bait as well, Baby Bay.
Does FaZe do double duelist on that? Mummy's on Raze, right?
And Tig tries to get a kill only.
Jet Raze.
Gonna be good for 1 as a G2. They get the spike planted towards C so fast. It's a 4v3 to work with, and Weepy is low, but still this this retake is so difficult.
Yeah, they're struggling so much to get in. They're taking their sweet time, and even then, there's no way that they can really calculate for all of these off angles.
This is gonna go to. It's so funny how it's so one-sided on their own like map picks here. FaZe picked Haven, they're getting dumpstered. G2 picked Ascent, and they got dumpstered. It's so funny. It might go the distance on split. I mean, this game's not over yet. I forget what I was talking about though. About the thing is, if teams heavy go like defend to A, then like fast B or C split plays are like options. So sometimes people will go like just the Sova on A to heavier defend like this stuff from like the default to the fast plays, which leaves A susceptible to fast plays as well. So like not defaulting sometimes is also kind of good.
Heavy, a couple rifles.
There's a lot of coin flips in this game. A lot of coin flips.
Running into a little bit of util pressure. It's gonna be real easy for them to be able to dissipate this, but that smoke up from FaZe at least may force some contact from G2, force a piece of utility for them to burst out of it.
Yeah, Killjoy and Omen are weak side, holding 3 lanes, but they're not holding 3 lanes. Usually they'll be like here together, or they'll be like here together, or they'll be here together, and then they'll give up. One of these lanes will be given up. Usually, like, teams will give up B because it's just like you don't care about B. Here, you come back with 3 people, you come back this way with 2 people, and then you do a retake. So at B, you can give up, or you can play for B and then leave C open, and then come and retake C, potentially like this, but at least with this.
Know that the players were going to be there to make that one clean. So getting closer and closer to the end of this map when we mention it, in spite of everything,
I don't know, Chorus.
in spite of the recent results for G2 and even how inconsistent sometimes they
I'm
look
still
on this
more than
map,
capable player
they
and
always
in-game
look
leader.
consistent when they go against FaZe on Haven.
I'm
That seems to be the one constant.
chilling
at
for a
this
second,
point, right? The
seeing
last
what's
win they took over them was 13-8.
seeing what's
The
gonna
one before
shape
that,
up in
all the way
a
back
little
in
bit.
the debut of Challengers, all the way back in week 1, it was a 13-6 from G2 over FaZe.
Yeah,
on
just
this
waiting
map
to
at
announce
Haven.
Send Steel.
Yeah.
How did you
The trend
fuck did
is
you know?
continuing, unfortunately,
Did George
and,
get his
there's
leak that to
not
you?
much for us to really like point down to.
Reach rank 1 and make TikToks like
this is the
Rahul?
one
True.
reason as to why they're losing. FaZe, I mean, everything is falling apart right now on this defensive side and on the attacking side. They just couldn't get anything done until, what was it, the 9th round?
Yes, this should do.
Yeah, and even
This is a nice
uncharacteristic for the recent results of FaZe, the way that we're seeing some of these players get taken down so quick. Superman, Mummy, they have been massive in the past couple weeks, and they haven't been able to find that success, right? It depends on what they were able to do on the attacking side, the space that they could get, and it was just not there.
We move on with G2 actually on the bonus.
I know,
This is a
NW.
huge
Yeah,
win for
honestly,
FaZe to at least get
do it.
themselves back into this. Oxy still
This
has
guy's entering with a
shotgun
Bucky, dude.
right in the front lines, but nobody is challenging G2 here on C. Instead, FaZe are taking this time to rotate real early.
You leave this for the retake. You expect a couple of the players to go.
Are there any
and play
pre-placed
long
cages
and
here?
Rifles to even help you out better, but nobody's going long.
One.
Right? Everybody's on this side, and it's gonna make it so much more difficult with these weapons.
At least the shotgun comes up big, but there goes the shot back from SHAHZAM, and the trades go up so huge for FaZe. Everyone with an opportunity to trade there for FaZe.
These
And
guys have
everybody
3K
does so.
each, so
We're
3 of them
actually
aren't gonna have
FaZe.
rifles here.
Yeah, well done by FaZe, and they
But
stay
all of these guys are
alive
gonna
on
have
this map.
rifles. G2 actually has a better buy on this round because FaZe lost so many players. That honestly, I feel like these guys need to slow play this round a little bit. They can't run into any traps here. Because there's gonna be a couple of wait, they were able to forward. Wait, does that mean that hang on a second. No shrouded step, only 1 smoke, no drone. I guess you don't really need a drone on defense.
Going on to their gun round, we're seeing this look here on Haven that we just haven't seen from them so far in this split. Again, they were perfect against OR. They were unshaken on their attack side against that team, especially their defensive side. Their defensive side went 9-3 against OR Esports a few weeks back. So this now for FaZe, they need to get back into that groove. They're on their preferred side.
It was a defensive side that
There's
against
gonna be a
OR
huge
they
trap here.
started with, right? So now, do you have enough time, enough of an eco to
Sun
build
and
up
Omen
around
flash ready off the
to make
contact.
sure those rounds would go your way the way that they did before?
Uh-oh, Tig around the corner, waiting up for the paranoia. That was a huge play at first, but
got
Superman
scanned.
is the one that has to capitalize, and indeed, he kind of does. He's only able to get 2, so it equalizes the round. But Mame, more important, he's the one that may have to go up even bigger, but everyone runs
Oh,
away, and he's
no.
gonna get headshot here, and he does!
Wait, these guys ran away
Yeah,
from
so
it.
much
They
did
thought
with
there
their
was going to be an
ship.
over rotation into A
I
site,
had
but
a
there's
feeling
not.
that's what we
So
were
now they're
gonna
gonna get
see.
caught,
Definitely
actually.
wanted that rifle, wanted to pick it up.
Does he hear them?
But then
Is he
you
going to
need
spot
guarantee
them?
the kill,
The
and
turret's still up.
still
He knows.
expecting as well that
He knows.
flash
The
to
turret's
come
still up.
through.
Oh, no. Oh, no, no, no. The
Excuse
timing.
me.
He has to know that the turret's up.
I know
The
about
Killjoy
this
can
lurk
be like
But the shift back to
here at
C,
most.
all 3 players are here. FaZe have 2 players currently separated, but this is not a bad opportunity for them whatsoever.
I'm surprised they didn't try to clear mid there. That was crazy.
But the different positionings here, the post plans have
He pushed
looked
all the way through
so
C and lost
good
all
for
the
G2
timing.
so far. They spot Baby Bay early on.
Oh, huge from Poise.
He's
saw the
hat.
alarm bot go up right in
He can
front
hat
of
the
him.
body.
He ends up taking advantage of Dapper needing to reload. Now an even 2v2. They know where Oxy is. They know where Whippy is now too. Baby Bay 1v1 to keep FaZe.
Wait, it's not
in
gonna
game.
rescan because he
Whippy
died.
playing around. No,
Oh,
no.
wow.
Oh, Baby Bay! Up high, down low, Whippy. You're too slow regardless. FaZe is able to pick up a 5th after Baby Bay goes flying.
And Baby Bay does it all for that round and for that clutch as well. As the spike gets defused, massive as well for this Jet. And one of the players that we talked about had to step it up today if they want to get that revenge against G2. For this map, I mean, it's the little things like that that give you the confidence to make it work out. I mean, if you get the confidence from Baby Bay, this map and this comeback looks a lot more doable, but a lot more of those hero plays are going to be needed. As a Blaze Storm here for Baby Bay gonna get used.
I know the real names of a few abilities.
Get out of my way.
There's a lot of
There's less
pros and cons
pressure
for Astra versus
Baby Bay to
Omen.
be a
It's
hero this round.
a lot of it is like either
That's
team style or
they're
personal
looking at their own
preference.
eco. And the Blade Storm 1v1.
You can use
goes
them
the way of
interchangeably
Baby Bay.
for a lot of
The rest
reasons.
of the round shouldn't be all too difficult, but it's not like G2 have completely saved. They do have.
Oh my god, dude.
Hands, but Baby Bay with the knives.
FaZe isn't going down without a fight.
Always able to find headshots, man. Always.
Oh, he's
No comment?
crazy.
Yeah.
42 HP,
Awesome.
I think he had once he goes for the 3rd kill and he gets it too.
First time to hear Cypher Hat.
Making this one fast for FaZe.
Just a part of the process. As it needs to be this full comeback for FaZe. We're
I
still
feel like
looking at
I was only a
11
trendsetter in
six
CS
score
because I had
line.
such a big audience, but in this game when my audience isn't as big, things don't catch on the same way that they would in CS.
So,
No, yeah.
you know, anything can happen. I mean, we've seen, honestly, like, think about all the things that we've seen in Challengers. We've seen the 10-2
Yeah.
comeback. Even in the first couple of weeks of the split, we saw kind of the same play with the 3-9 comebacks happening back to back. We've seen Ninja defuses. We've seen, I mean,
The longer a round goes on, the more value Omen gets. Because his smokes recharge. So early in the round, you might only have 2. But once you play the round for like, you'll get a smoke back by minute 10. So from a minute 10 to 55, you'll have a 3rd smoke. And then after that's gone, you'll have like a 4th smoke. But you still have flash, you still have double TP. And then after the spike's planted, you'll have another smoke coming off cooldown as well. Whereas Astra only has 4 total stars. So let's say you use like a pre-smoke, especially on Ascent A main, you do the one-way, you have 3 stars left for the rest of the round. Let's say you also place another one so you can use as like a gravity well when the attackers come in to try to get the orb. You have 2 stars left for the rest of the round. Let's say you use a 3rd one at A main, you have 1 star left for the rest of the round, and you have to like really be sure about where you're going to place it. Whereas Owen at that point, you can one-way, then you can fall back, you can do another passive smoke, have another one come off cooldown after a few seconds, and you still have flash.
We're in now in a full gun round. It's G2. But of every single one of their players.
I think you could probably give Astra her 5th star back with
is fighting this B take right now.
with the current cooldowns.
The Hunter's Fury is gonna come out and it's gonna lock one.
Wait,
Maybe
Whippy,
looking for Penny.
did he not have a shrouded step
Penny
here?
and got a kill onto
Surely
another.
you could have like
And
dodged
Baby
that.
Bay, with the op, is able to find Oxy, who again got a little bit too much dip on his chip. And now G2, 3 players in the bottom of mid.
That's just like the stream team I'm on. I don't know how to remove that, to be honest.
Depending on so much more on those kills to come through, the spray and Sue gets stacked towards that left side.
Big shock dart.
Penny doesn't have any util to stop
Shock
this.
dart.
Dapper
We have
is
a
isolated
really
too.
respectable game
Good
on our
beat
hands
down
now.
from Superman. And again, it was all inevitable at that point. FaZe is now starting to roll
Can
a little
IBP
bit.
create a
G2,
team in CS2?
surely they're
IBP
starting
can
to
do
show
whatever.
that it's not out of their hands.
I think they just sponsor teams and
2
streamers
more
though.
rounds here for FaZe, and things really start to get scary. Especially when you're winning, and it is kind of the same thing that has happened in previous matches. You see one of the teams grab that momentum, and I mean, they are not going to let it go. We saw a timeout coming through. for that last
I think
round.
Omen
and FaZe
TPs
still
are
managing to come up on top, come
good.
up with that win.
Just because you hear the Omen TP doesn't mean that you know where it's going. And you can use Omen TP as a fake sound cue. As opposed to like actually going somewhere with it, you can use it to kind of like fake pressure. For example, on this map, a lot of Omens will TP into this corner, but you could also TP from here somewhere else instead and make the defenders think that there is a person in this corner. Same thing with like TPing in at B somewhere. You could fake that. Same thing with going into C site. Like you could bypass this garage tunnel line by TPing into. You could TP like here from here and bypass this line.
Depending a little bit more on that pose, especially 4G2. Actually, they're using this.
The Rolling Thunder just shut it all down. I mean, if there's ever a way to win a round, surely this is one of them.
Oh
Rolling
no,
Thunder
Superman, you let your
against the
teammate die.
anti-eco, or against the eco in general. And now SHAHZAM, he actually comes out of it alive.
Legit silver take.
And him going down here is going to give him the Hunter's Fury, so no issues. Still chip away with the Phantom. And oh my goodness, a 2v1 here for SHAHZAM. 35 seconds left.
You guys can
If he
go and ask
actually inches
Valve.
way to
How about
spawn,
that?
He's going to have a red carpet to wherever he wants to go.
30
Poised in
seconds
Baby
left.
Bay. Totally clueless.
Just a general idea of where SHAHZAM here is going to be located, but as the time runs out, he's
Oh,
going to
it's
go.
working.
With the spot to be planted, Hunter's Fury are going to be available too. The positioning here is everything.
Well, it works. He could even Hunter's Fury, but Poised is watching the cross. Beautiful
11-7.
position from Poised. The
I thought this
only
game was
position
over.
where SHAHZAM could
It
be
ain't
and
over
could
till it's over.
pop out.
Now think about, you remember how I said, like, yeah, it's 8-2, but it could have easily been 6-4. Imagine if these guys are -2 and these guys are +2. Oh, shit. Oh, wait. That's what I meant. This is what the score... The hell am I doing? This is what the score could be right now had those rounds not been scuffed. I'm at this hard voice, okay?
Well, what else do they have to fight the big ultimate round? What else do they have?
That's the thing. That's the thing. I mean, what else do you have? Pretty much nothing to make this work out. The biggest piece that they have,
It's like a Freudian slip, but like with the map.
Yeah,
This could
now
be-
look at G2. They have everything.
4 ultimates on board. It's only Oxy that doesn't have his. With the rifle out.
Oh,
Going
big.
in, it's a free sight.
Wait, he hit
Hunter's
2.
Fury
He hit 2 of them.
Potentially shut down the rotators.
Are they going to take any space?
Sam's not
Only the
using it for
Jets
the
here.
first one.
Everyone
He
who
wanted to
plays
get some
out
kills
because they
early,
breach
but it doesn't
ulti and
happen.
Killjoy
But this
ulti.
is huge now.
So they're going to
Rolling
play the
Thunder
re-exec
and
into the site.
a lockdown still available for G2.
Here's the reflank as well.
Maybe the 12 rounds of G2, they get away with the Baby Bay going for the swing and Oxy expecting it.
Oh, and Superman, that is
they
so
not have
unfortunate
comms?
if you're Superman. He's not setting up that util. He could trade onto Oxy. He could trade his teammate Baby Bay. But this is actually a bit of luck here for FaZe, because Oxy, he was popping off. And he solo clears
5 Astro
essentially
Stars
this
would make
site.
Pearl even
The
worse, to be
lockdown just
honest.
didn't need to go down.
True. One tapped.
Something that you're going to take for sure if you're on the side of FaZe. Trying to spend as many
Op
ultimates
saved.
on the side of G2 as possible as ends up being 2 big ones here
Match point.
with that lockdown and that Hunter's Fury, but still gonna be getting to 12
Run.
for G2, and if I
This retake looks so sloppy from FaZe. It looked like Baby Bay wanted to take this line and just pin on it. Where's my mini map? Now I have to look at their bedrooms. All right. What's going on here? He's made his bed. His room looks pretty clean. Yeah, he's going for the nipple scratcher here. His room kind of has like, he has clothes on top of his, I don't know what's going on there. This mic arm is just like, this guy's on a DSLR, 5K, $5,000 camera. Plus tax.
see, and and stay alive for a little bit longer. Two of them ended up taking damage, being 70 HP for the rest of the round, and it was a lot easier to shut them
Yeah,
down.
when
like
people-
that.
yeah,
And
yeah, yeah.
12 rounds here, only one more that is going to be needed. Grilling Thunder by Penny. Gonna be available here, and a little bit of a stack
They're gonna
early
they
on
use
for
they
FaZe
use
with
their
3
stun
players.
early to secure themselves A control so they can
Yeah,
get
look
up
at the
and
stack.
stage it,
Yeah, an early
and then just do
util
a
stack at
breach
that.
ulti, full exec
They're
onto
gonna
A
push the
site.
breach on the other side.
But Cypher's
The
playing in
map
heaven,
is-
and he's got the double kill trips here. So if they come up long,
Hey.
Cypher gets 3 kills.
Rolling thunder in his face, and he's able to actually dash into the back of sight.
Here's one.
This is big.
And then
He
second
can
kill trip,
recollect
second kill
the
trip,
stun.
second kill
Poise
trip.
Has the trap. Double trips in front of him.
Come
He
on,
gets 2.
Prius.
He does indeed get 2. 2 trips, 2 trap kills, and now Whippy and Shazam are left scratching their heads. Shazam is still
enemy
stuck in
remaining.
shorts, and
I don't know who's observing, but I'm just gonna make fun of Prius anyways because it's funnier that way.
flawless for FaZe as they're back on the road for overtime.
What a play from Poise too. Baby Bay gets the first kill, a necessary 1-2, but then Poise all the way in
Yeah,
heaven.
it's probably like Yeti or
Even
something,
stunned
right?
by that Rolling Thunder is gonna get those.
Or no,
3 kills
Yeti
at
also
the
probably
very
does
end. Well done.
VCT, right?
The player that we talked about, we highlighted early into the show. One of the best players that we had
goes
that
here.
last week, and potentially trying to do the same for this week.
One trip is
this
for like
matchup,
so
a
they
bit
can't
more
run
of a
through if they want
rivalry
to
between the
leave
two,
the
but if
site.
they still try to
Also,
come
kind of
back,
a bait, break
slowly
the Silver
making
Drone
it
will
happen.
trip it. The next one is because people path this way a lot.
It's gonna be fast.
And then the
G2
cage here as well, so they can
right
spam people
at
through it.
FaZe. Baby Bay, what do you got for us? He has the off out, but he has a shorty under his belt. Poise is
He
gonna
got
get
2 with
one
it. He
off
got
the
2. He
trap.
got 2.
Poise is able to get another one onto Baby
Oh,
Bay. And Poise
It would have been
is
back-to-back
able to get a
rounds where he got
second.
2.
G2 might they have found the 13th?
Full util for the
gap
retake,
the
double
13th.
shocks, and an omen flash. But 3 on 4. This is gonna be tough. I wonder if they use an aftershock to flush anyone out of any of these positions. Oh boy, what's going on with that? Surely you like blast your aftershock
Noxy
in there
has the
somewhere, right?
knives. Whenever he wants to pull him out, whenever he's done here with the op, Tig is looking to pop out.
One enemy
Whippy
remaining.
gets full flash, but Shazam shuts him down. A 1v4.
Wait, did
Oh,
Superman
mommy.
did Superman not have his flash still or anything like that? Could they not have like flashed here, aftershocked into the emo cubby, sent the breach stun line, omen flash at the same time, and then tried to like come in from two angles? I don't know. I just felt like it was really weird that Omen's just like standing out in the open here. That was kind of like weird to me. But I mean, what are you gonna do? Yeah, I mean, TLDR for this map looked like kind of, especially at the start on the first half, it looked like the inverse of what we saw in Ascent. So G2 looking like they didn't really have to work really hard for the rounds that they were winning on their defense. They mainly just like held their setups. They won a lot of the post plant rounds. They started with a good swing of momentum from winning the pistol round into converting on the round 2. Round 3, they had Oxy push through, get a backstab where he got 1 gun, and then he upgraded to a Phantom, and then he was able to get a backstab timing on the next 2. So that put them onto 3-0. Then they're against an Eco 4-0. I think that's when they did the breach stun Sova ulti on to defend against C site hit. And then they had another gun round where they just converted that. And once you're like up 5-0 and you have ulti economy, it's just so easy to keep snowballing. I think FaZe, they were down 8-2 at one point. I think it could have been 6-4 though, had they had a little bit different timings or weren't so sloppy in their execution of things. So it could have been a lot closer first half, which means that FaZe Clan could have actually potentially won this map or taken it to overtime. But G2 was able to just punish FaZe for their mistakes. And switching into second half, it looked like FaZe had a good defense in the sense that they kind of knew where G2 was going. They were collecting a lot of rounds back, but I feel like FaZe didn't have good retake protocols. And when G2 was able to get into a site and get the spike planted, they were generally favored to close out those rounds. I wonder why FaZe looked so rough in those retakes. I wonder if it's because they didn't have like a 5-on-5 for the retake and they maybe only practiced with the 5-on-5s, or maybe they just didn't have a lot of like space or map control, so it was like hard to find the opening into the round. But it looked like they didn't have good util usage going into those retakes, and that was like the toughest point. So map 2 going to G2, and we'll take a short break before map 3.